Hello, I'm Grayson Bourne, owner of KayakPro. I just want to give you a quick tutorial on our onboard console. I'm showing you the V5. All the consoles on all of our machines are pretty much the same, and certainly the functionality is. So let's get started. Let's switch on the console using the red button, the on-off button at the top. This will illuminate the screen. You'll see on the screen there is one number flashing, which is the 0. On the top window here, it's already set on time. The flashing 0 means that this is able to be adjusted, and to scroll through the numerals, just press the set button and it will allow you to migrate through the numerals. Let's say we want to set it on 5 minutes. So let's press the digit button and this will increase it from 4 to 5. And then we're pretty much set. Let's just, for example, say we want to set it at 5 minutes 30. Let's just scroll through again until this one is bleeping, and then by pressing the D, the digit button, 1, 2, 3, we're at 5 minutes 30. Okay, so that's pretty much the time set. By pressing the mode button, it switches the operation from time to meters. And again, it's the same process, just setting the numerals where the number 4 is blinking. So by pressing dig or the digit button one time, you can get up to 1,500 meters. To scroll across each of the numerals, again, it's just a question of pressing the set button and then the digit button to raise the numeral on the digits. Let's move on to the second window. This second window is athlete's weight. It's very important you input the athlete's weight. It's currently arrived at 82, which is what it was when it was last used. To go down to this second screen, if you press the DSP, the display button here, it'll scroll down to the second window. So with this second window, we have ups and downs on this. If you want to go up, and say you want to go up to 85 kilograms, if you press the set button 1, 2, 3 times, or you can go down by pressing the digit button. Let's go down to 80. There we go. So our athlete weight is now set. It is really important you set the athlete weight, because if you do not, the data output that you get from the console will not be relevant and specific. The distance and the time and the pace and everything will be all offset, so you really should set the athlete weight. The next part of the setting process is to set the drag coefficient. To do that, what you need to do is adjust the lever on the side of the flywheel to resistance between 0 and 9, so your most comfortable resistance that you're going to do for your session. It's important this is set before you calibrate, and it should not be touched after you are calibrated, because the calibration is dependent upon where that lever is situated. So let's assume that we've set the flywheel resistance lever. Let's now go ahead and try and set the calibration. The calibration, what we're trying to do here is measure the slowdown of the flywheel. So in this second window here, let me just change it to the calibration mode by pressing the DSP. So this is the present drag coefficient is 49. In the second window here, we're going to run this up by paddling the machine until it reaches a digit of 700. Once it's at 700, we're going to stop and let it free fall back to 0. It'll then recalculate this digit here, which is the drag coefficient, so as to be specific for the resistance that we've set our machine on. So let me just run it up to 700 for you. So you can see we ran it up and it's now slowing down, and we'll keep an eye on this drag coefficient and you'll see it's changed to 26. So now we're all set with athlete's weight and the drag coefficient set. So let's go ahead now and press ready as if we're to start a training session. We're going to train 1,520 meters. If we press ready, it'll bring up the performance or the training screen. You still have another couple of functions that you can use once it's in this training mode. This second window, you have three options. By pressing the DSP, you can have 500 meter pace, you can have watts, or you can have calories. So again, by pressing the DSP, 500 meter pace, again to watts, and again to calories. On the third screen here, you'll notice it's presently set for meters in 1, and then it pops up with time in 3. If you set time in 1, it'll pop up for distance in the third window. So you'll always have either distance and time or distance and time. So either which way you'll get indication. The bottom left-hand corner, this is your stroke rate. So as soon as you start paddling, it'll illustrate your stroke rate here. The bottom right-hand window here is heart rate. The heart rate will require you to wear an ANT plus transmitter. I use a Garmin because I think it's just more sensitive. The one thing to bear in mind about this is that when you switch the console on, you have 10 seconds, which is the electronic handshake between the console and the transmitter, for the console to recognize the transmitter and start counting. You'll see as soon as it's recognized, because there will be a digit in this number here, which will be your heart rate. So I think that's pretty much it. One other thing I would say is that this red on-off button only switches on. If you need to switch off the console, you have to hold the RDY, the ready button, down for 5 seconds. Let me just show you that. There we go. And again, if you wanted to start it, you just switch the red one to get it back on. So I think that's all the basics on our console. I hope this tutorial helps, and bye-bye for now.